Hi, how are ya? It's Friday morning again. I'm trying to figure out what to say. And then I'm walking to work, and the sun is shining, and it's gorgeous, and it's fall. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's just perfect. So, let's talk about that. The change of seasons. How are you guys? Are you feeling it? You feeling the change of seasons? You feeling maybe a little tired? Maybe a little sad because summer's over and fall is starting? Or maybe you feel like me, where the colors are coming out and the coolness is coming and it's more comfortable and it's so beautiful. So I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about that. Not for very long, just a little bit. There's always change. We know that. We don't like change because we don't know what to expect. That's what we talked about last week. So why do we have to have change? God made the world to change periodically, right? And you could look at it scientifically. You could say, okay, the earth is pointing toward the sun on a different way. So sometimes we're closer to the sun, sometimes we're farther away. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cool. Change. Let's see what the Bible says about change. It says, Daniel 2:21. He changes the times and seasons of the year. He takes away the power of the kings, and he gives their power to new kings. He gives wisdom to people so they become wise, and he helps people learn and know things. God changes it. Who once was in charge, now someone else is in charge. He changes how we do things. He kind of changed what we knew to be rules when he sent Jesus and said, listen, simplify it. Let them know they don't have to go crazy with the rules. Just know, don't hurt people. So God changes things too. Genesis 8:22, as long as the earth continues, there will be planting and harvest. Change, planting, and then growing, and then being able to pick the apples. There's going to be cold and there's going to be hot. There's going to be summer and winter. And day and night will not stop. Change is always going to happen. Change is always going to happen. Ecclesiastes 3:11. God has given us a desire to know the future. God certainly does everything at just the right time, but we don't always understand what he's doing. So he gives us the desire to know the future and then says, never mind, you're not going to know. Change. It keeps us on our toes, doesn't it? And then my favorite, Ecclesiastes 3:1. There is a right time for everything. Everything on earth has its special season. If you kept the same king, the same president, the same person in charge all the time, you would end up not having a different perspective, not having somebody else's ideas. God does not want us to stay the same all the time. If you stay the same all the time, you don't learn. You don't get better. You don't get smarter, stronger, more loving. There has to be change. There has to be change so that we can get better. So, the earth is stronger because of that, because there's time for summer and heat, and there's time for cold and sleeping. There's time for growth that we have to relax a little bit, right? So when the leaves are turning color and they're dropping, that means the trees need to relax a little bit. They don't have to work as hard. And then they go through winter and sleep a little, and then they come into spring and they start growing again. There has to be that, and people are the same way. There has to be time for you to work and run and do everything you need to do, but then there's a time to relax and calm down and sleep, and then come back again. So change is hard. We go through it all the time. We lose, we change teachers every year. We change children every year. Right now, we're going through change in our school. We're adding new children, which changes the dynamic of the classroom. We added new staff this year, changed the dynamic of the classroom. You might lose a doctor and have to get another doctor. So if you do that, yeah, you lose the one that knew you, lose the doctor that knew your particular things, but you might get a doctor that knows more, that has read different books about different journals, that gets more ideas of how to deal with what's going on with you. If you have to change grocery stores, which I hate doing, you might find a grocery store that has stuff in it that you've never bought before that you end up loving. Change means that new things come in that might help you better. And that's what's going on. We have to deal with it. So take care of yourself. Right now we're going through the change of time, right? So it's getting darker earlier and it's staying darker later in the morning because we need that. We probably need a little bit more sleep because in the summer it was sunny all the time and we needed to get up and go. Now maybe we need to relax a little bit. Bodies automatically gain a little bit of weight in the fall and the winter. And if we allow that, not a lot, but allow your body to adjust to those things, maybe your body needed some time to do that. The change of seasons is there for a reason. A change in our lives are there for a reason. Here's the thing, and I'm not even going to read a Bible verse because we know God doesn't change. He stays the same. If we know that, and we know He stays the same, then we know He's always going to be there for us. We also know that what's going to happen to us is what's supposed to happen because God always does the right thing. People don't always do the right thing, but God does. So if something's happening that's hard, we know God's going to get us through it. I say this sometimes. There's ups in your world. There's ups and there's downs. There's always going to be ups and downs. Colleen and Craig just got married. There's going to be times when they adore each other and are so happy together. And then there's going to be times where they're going to fight. Got to stick with it. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. Seasons are the same way. It's hot, it's cooler, it's cold, it's warmer, it's hot, it's cooler. It's always changing, but it always comes back. I talk about a rhythm sometimes. That's the rhythm of the seasons, the rhythm of your walk, the rhythm of your life. And basically what a rhythm is you're doing something and then you're doing something else and then you go back to the original thing. Does that make sense? So the rhythm of your life, you wake up in the morning, you take a shower, you get dressed, you live your life, you do your work, you come back, and you get undressed and you sleep. And then you do it again and again. That's a rhythm. That's the seasons. God does that on purpose. If you get used to that, you understand. And if you can do that, and if you can fathom the change, and you can get through all of that, then you're going to learn, and you're going to get better, stronger, smarter, kinder, more loving, more knowledgeable, and more ready to take on the change and the hardness. So, while you're dealing with it getting dark early and staying dark later in the morning, and while you're dealing with the colder and having to change clothes and maybe wear a jacket, just keep in mind, it's good. It's something we need, and God's going to get us through it. All right. Again, hope this made sense. And again, I want you to have a good week and enjoy the change. It's going to get warm again anyway. That's how it is here. And then it'll get chilly. And then we'll come back to warm again. Always going to happen. All right. Love you. Miss you a lot. But we will be together soon. Take care.